Insights and inspiration from ordinary people having extraordinary impact.
It is really heartening to see the thriving community of coaches. I have met such fascinating people who are coaches out there, and each of them has some speciality that they deal with. And I love the fact that they are able to give time to dedicate to help people live their lives better. I truly believe that coaching is for everyone and everyone should have a life coach. I have with me on this video some interesting interviews that I've done with not only my dear guru Peter Redding, but several other coaches who have peers in this industry, and they're getting their insights to you as to what they believe coaching is and how it can benefit you. Let's take this ride. My guest today is Sudhakar Reddy.
Thanks, Priya. I'm highly obliged that you chosen me to have on your show. I think the coaching to me is very close. This happened some 5 years back when I was working with TCS. TCS introduced me to a real coaching world. And I was quite successful there. Then they said, okay, you go ahead and do a professional certification, and the whole journey started. And a lot of people, they said, okay, so you've been doing so good. Why don't you start off on your own? So I named my organization Nirveda. In Sanskrit, it is called as Deeper Insights.
So what is coaching?
See, for me, coaching is having deeper conversations with an individual. Whenever you're talking to an individual who is your coachee, it is not a superficial conversation, isn't it? You have to go deeper and have a deeper conversation so that you're making some difference to that individual. And probably in this particular setup, I'm talking to an executive who is in a very senior position. So to make a difference in his entire career and take from point A to point B and reflect on what he's doing. So basically, it's giving him a perspective, or it's a different perspective from what he look and see.
How has coaching impacted your life and your coachees' lives?
I think as far as the coaching impacted my life is concerned, I've told you about my story. That's how it has impacted me. And I'm very proud and great to stand on my own. Okay, that's almost now 1.5 years. When I was in the peak of my career, drawing a handsome salary and have two grown-up daughters to support. Okay, I had these all things. I took a call and said, okay, now I'm going on my own. That itself speaks volumes about coaching and how it impacted me as an individual. As far as my coaches are concerned, I have one particular story, or as a short this thing to share with. Who is the first coachee probably when I started my coaching journey, independent coaching journey. He resides in US and he's a CEO of a global organization. It's an SME. Okay. It's an electronic company. They supply electronic IoT devices to all the major automobile companies like Ford, like Hyundai. You name any big auto company, they have the suppliers.
And he's supplying to them.
Yeah, this gentleman, he said, okay, Sudhakar, I want you to coach. There are two things why you wanted to coach me. The first thing is, I don't have any, symmetry between my team in US and the other team in Bangalore. That's an R&D team which sits in Bangalore. And the COO also sits in Bangalore. So there is no connect between these two. They talk two different things. The second thing is, whatever he thinks that ideates, things are not getting populated down below through COO, which was mandated. So these are the two clear things which we decided. And I think we were 3 months into the entire coaching journey. The whole thing slowly started moving, and COO also started resonating with him. And in fact, I met this COO also in Bangalore to understand his perspective, why he is not getting along with my coachee in US. So with those perspectives, I think now the team is doing wonderful. The team has grown, and even they have ingested a lot of VC funding. Okay, now they even expanded their base in Japan.
So what is the type of coaching that you specialize in, and what are the types that are available?
Some time back, I had a very specific focus on CXOs and 2 level downs after that. Okay, that's an SBU head or as a vertical head. But I think in this last 1.5 years, what I've learned is that you limit yourself to a particular segment. I think you're not doing the real justice for coaching. I think this again, one of the conversations in the BIY meeting itself, we had in Alina's house when she hosted us. Okay, one gentleman from Kramen, the CH, he said a very specific question to the entire group. Okay, you all guys are saying or else talking about yourself that I'm a CXO coach, I'm a senior executive coach and all. Who is going to coach the lower level? That has really intrigued me. Coaching doesn't have any particular segment unless you don't, what you say,
impact
bottom of the pyramid, or is making a difference to the bottom of the pyramid, then you're not doing the real justice.
Right.
Decided, okay, now I need to reach out to larger people rather than segmenting myself or limiting myself to the senior.
I really resonate with that and that conversation. In fact, it sort of not only hit me, but it sort of, I related to it instantly because my focus area is cutting across the new generation. So it could be anybody. It could be somebody, a kid who is looking for a career start, somebody living in the slums, or it could be someone who's in a school in the 11th grade, 12th grade, or somebody who's graduating and getting into the world, into the corporate world, or starting their professional career. Or even youngsters who finished their graduation and doing post-grad in a certain field and suddenly wanting to shift, like the Three Idiots film, like, hey, I don't want to do engineering, I want to go do photography. Helping them take decisions like that, something that, is a big thing for me, because I really feel that kids of today, their generation is different from what our generation was, and their perspectives are different. The opportunities are so much more, to be able to help people to achieve their goals and see what their goals are in the first place is something that is a big thing to me as well.
Absolutely. You're very right. Yeah.
So, there's one thing about confidentiality. Coaching requires confidentiality. When you're talking to a coachee, if I'm the coach and you're the coachee, there is the sense of confidence. There's the space that I create where you can open up and you can speak your heart out with me about whatever you're going through. So what do you think of this whole concept of confidentiality? How important is that, you feel, in coaching?
You're very right in saying that unless and then a coach and coachee doesn't have that chemistry in terms of, my coach is the one who upholds the confidentiality as a very highest level. He will not open up. And that conversation wouldn't go beyond one or two conversations. I'm not going to do any justice to that individual.
So how does one get into a career of coaching?
I think it's a very emotional state of mind, Priya. Very heart-to-heart conversation with my wife and then with my daughters. Okay, I took all these three people into consideration and in confidence. But because at the end of the day, I'm impacting their way of life and lifestyle, isn't it? Okay, I'm going to take this big call. If you're okay with it, and I'm going to go ahead. And have to make certain sacrifices for say 1 or 2 years. It doesn't mean that we complete a 180-degree shift, but at least certain additional things which we may not go for in the next 1 or 2 years. How do you guys react and feel? There's only one thing. Sudhakar, my wife said, Sudhakar, and by the way, I would like to say this with the highest pride, Priya.
Yeah.
Coach, my coachees, so-called CXO, so-called executives. My big coach is my wife.
Oh, that's lovely.
She is my coach. Okay. So she said only one thing. Sudhakar, go ahead and do. I have 200% confidence on you. And whatever decision you take, that's right. And probably, what are the sacrifices we're supposed to take in 1 to 2 years? That's with us. Okay, we're going to support them. I think that mental peace or that mental support, if you get, I think you can conquer the world. I think the moment she said that, and the very next day, I walked down to my boss's cabin and said, okay, now I'm moving out. Tell me what all I have to do. And coming to the first assignment and what the fee structure I worked on, luckily, the moment I said, okay, now I'm going to start off my journey, this gentleman from US, he called me. He was my Chadia, by the way. studied together, and he was also struggling to get a coach. And in US, coaches are very expensive affair, isn't it?
Right.
And that too, at the CEO level, they will charge $300,000 or 4,000 per hour. So
Yeah.
that's the proposition he made, saying that, okay, this is the dollar amount which I would have probably ended up paying in US. How much are you going to charge me? You know how much I've charged? I've charged $100 per hour.
In comparison.
That is my why, because I don't even know how much I have to charge him. So $100 मुंह से आ गया, मतलब चलो $100 per hour.
Somebody who's considering to start a career in coaching here in India, what are the avenues for making financially viable?
I think it's a $1 million question, Priya, which I think there's no the answer. Why? Because everyone has their own journey. If I say an X journey, you have your own Y journey. I think what I've learned very hardly is, unless and then you don't have your own catchment or your own group of people whom you can bank on.
Right.
For those first initial conversations or those initial coaching assignments. And to say, okay, these are the people whom I've coached, and probably those people are okay to give the testimonials in terms of publishing them. Mm-hmm. What I have to say in terms of a new person who's going to get into the coaching, one is the conviction, whether he has that a real conviction towards coaching, not in a dual mind. Okay.
Right.
And there's at least there are 2 or 3 people to bank on in those 1 or 2 months, so that he's mentally satisfied in terms of, okay, I have a couple of coaches whom I'm coaching, and simultaneously is doing the other networking. So that's what I think to start with. That's my journey, by the way.
A lot of, I think, organizations are setting up, apart from the International Coach Federation, and they have various chapters in various cities. There's a chapter, I think, in Chennai, in Bangalore, Delhi, Mumbai, and Pune, from what I understand. And of course, there's a global membership, etc. So, is it advisable to be part of these kind of, groups or networking with these kind of like-minded people to sort of progress your coaching journey? Does that help? There's some interesting groups. There's the Association of Mumbai Coaches. There's the Believe in Yourself team of people. So I really think there's a lot that's developing and happening. I feel that there's a huge amount of buzz on coaching now in India. What do you think of that?
I think certainly, Priya. I think I wouldn't say again, okay, this is the fraternity which you need to engage with or associate with. Coaching is a journey, or else coaching is a field which an individual coach can't wage a battle and win a battle. There is a community through which probably you can create that what you say noise around coaching, and probably people would understand what really coaching is all about in real sense. That's how you coach people, isn't it? So associating with any of these associations is always good, and probably that gives you a platform also to resonate and talk to the like-minded people. And probably, who knows, if at all I'm specialized in X coaching methodology and you're specialized in Y coaching methodology, and get clients on the other side, I can always refer to you and you can always refer to me. That's how the entire coaching fraternity works. Exactly. I think the other day I was talking to a company called as PwC. Okay? So I was so amazed by this gentleman. He came all the way from Delhi. Okay. They were empowering coaches for their executives. And he explained the entire process. Okay. First, they are identifying the coaches online, looking at the credentials, coming to that particular city, and paneling those coaches. Okay. So probably, if at all PwC has a partner or as other people under the partner who wanted a real coach,
right,
and refer to that particular coach in that city. That's the way the organizations are looking at it.
Right.
Not PwC alone. There are multiple organizations going in that direction. The other day, even I heard that Dr. Reddy's is also going in that direction. So that's multiple. As you rightly said, there's a lot of buzz in the coaching.
Around coaching, yeah.
TCS has done across the layers of leadership, and they've mandated, when I was there in TCS, that every individual leader has to coach minimum 3 subordinates. Okay,
Whoa.
that's
Wow.
has become a wildfire across TCS. Mahindra and Mahindra, around the same time, they also started it. I think I would say many corporations, the companies who are gone international, but even national corporations, they are engaging coaches.
Wow, that's fantastic. I'm really impressed with the amount of changes that are coming about in this industry, because I really feel that coaching is one, management tool, or I think life tool that each of us should have, and should experience and should know how to use. Because
Absolutely.
instead of sort of prescribing answers or telling people that, oh, do this and don't do that, like the typical top-down approach, coaching is so much more constructive in a sense. It actually, in a way, teaches, like they say, instead of helping a man how to, eat fish and, giving him fish when he's hungry, teach him how to fish it, or basically make him experience and learn how to fish instead.
Absolutely.
So, yeah, I think coaching is as essential as that.
Exactly.
For me, it's great. I love coaching, and for me, it's been a fantastic journey.
Great. Yeah, wonderful.
Well, I think I've got enough questions. Anything else you think I should be asking you, Sudhakar? It's been barely 1.5, 2 years now since you started out. But I hear you've already written 2 books on coaching. Tell me about them.
I think one thing I've learned the very hard way in this particular industry is unless and then you don't write what you're thinking. Because see, when you're talking to people, you have very limited scope in terms of reaching out to people.
Right.
Through articles and through books, I think you reach millions of people. In a sense, what I've done initially is I used to start writing articles, LinkedIn essentially. Then there's another online magazine called as eZine Articles. So,
which is called what?
eZine Articles. eZine Articles.
Okay.
So they have a very rigorous process. Okay, you write an article, you submit the article to them. They take 4 months for the peer review, and they do a plagiarism survey, test, blah, blah, whatever it is. And after 4 months, it gets published. I was very fortunate enough. My 17 articles got published on that particular platform. That gave me an immense strength. Okay, now the next thing is I need to write a book. Then the first book, how it happened is, whenever I'm talking to a new client, they always used to ask me, okay, can you talk a bit more about coaching? In India per se, the moment I say coaching, okay, आप क्या chemistry पढ़ाते हो या physics पढ़ाते हो?
What subject do you coach on?
So this is a very typical question in India we get.
Coaching classes.
Okay. Yeah, then I thought, okay, the first thing what I need to do is I need to write a small fable or a story and what is coaching is all about. So that's how my first book is, Are You Coached? It's basically a story between 4 characters, right from the basic level junior manager till the CEO. How it has benefited them and how they took coaching as an intervention to move to the next level.
Wow.
This book I've written. And while writing this book, and I was struggling to publish this more, I published it online, Amazon and all. In between, I was thinking to write a long book. That has happened. You are unique. Again, the pretext here is every coachee is unique. We all are unique, basically, isn't it? Unless and then...
There's no 2 of us.
Exactly.
Even twins, even identical twins are different.
Absolutely.
So fascinating. Nature is so amazing.
Yeah. But unfortunately, particularly if it will have to take the Indian context, we are all boxed. Isn't it? Okay, ये ऐसा बनना चाहिए, ये वैसा बनना चाहिए. Place from where I come, there is Andhra. If it is a boy, he has to become an engineer and go to US. And if she is a girl, she has to do her MBBS and become a doctor. These are the 2 things which they know. So keeping this all in mind, I said, okay, everyone is unique, everyone is independent to do their career. So why we are generalizing or harmonizing? How coaching can intervene in this and make them independent, make them unique. So that's the pretext which I've taken. And,
superb. I think it's fantastic that you wrote books on it. It takes a lot of courage to write.
and put it out there finally, because there's,
Yeah.
as an author, you want to give your best, so you keep holding on to the book until you can give it. So
Yeah.
I think hats off to you for printing 2, not 1, but 2 books.
Yeah, thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Really, really awesome. Thank you so much, and lovely talking to you, and we shall be in touch.
Thank you so much, Priya, for having me on this session.
It was a pleasure to have you. Thank you very much.